Welcome back, good viewer. This is the Skyrider, and here we are, my friends. Back again to Freedom Force. It's good to be back. As you may have seen in my channel update video, my computer died recently, which is why I haven't been uploading this. But now I hope to get back into the swing of things. And so, obviously, because the computer had to be sent in for repairs, the prestige total might look a bit different. Apologies for that. I had to restart the game. Fortunately, it was only one mission, but so I went up and got the mech men that took me by surprise last time, and they didn't destroy as many buildings. Apologies for that, good viewer. So, we are going to train Alchemiss. The lonely Alchemiss as she looks on at the rotating head of Manbot. Left, center, right, center, left, center, right. Take it back now, y'all.
Here you can train characters by spending character points. You gain character points each time you level up. Levels are gained fastest by going on missions. Select Alchemiss to see how many CP she has, then click the train button.
So here select training screen, 600 CP, the standard number of CP you gain when you level up.
Character points can be spent to buy new attributes from the Stats tab, or powers from the Powers tab. In order to buy new powers, you'll need to first raise the level of the preceding power.
So the system is much the same as it was in the last game, good viewer. You still have the same stats, strength, how much damage they do with your character does with melee attacks, speed, how fast they move across the battlefield, agility, how good they are at dodging, endurance, how much HP they have, and energy, the amount of custard tarts they can eat within the space of 5 minutes. Energy being how fast they regenerate their energy. And then various attributes here, so we see here that Alchemist starts off with flying, and you can buy more later on. Powers, again, same as the last time, you need to level up the preceding power in the tree to 3. Because I was a poet, I just wasn't aware of the fact. Before you can get the next power. And a good thing about this game, good viewer, as opposed to its predecessor, is that I find it's much easier to fully develop a character. Before, if you wanted to get like all of the character's powers fully developed, you had to basically play with that character through every single mission. And admittedly, you're not going to be able to get all of your, even with this, you're not going to be able to get all of your characters up to full power, but it just makes it a little bit easier for you, which I much prefer personally, because it's just not practical to keep using the same characters over and over again, much as I may love the Ant. So we're going to bump Arcane Bolt up to its maximum power, and give Arms of the Goddess another point as well, because Arcane Bolt is probably the main attack that Alchemist will be using. So yes, that's a rather simple level up. Let's move onwards.
Now visit the database in order to gather information on your foes.
So yes.
Here you can find detailed information on many of the villains, minions, and heroes that Freedom Force has encountered. Click on the Details button to see a full rundown of a selected character.
So this is fairly simple, just as we were back here. Stats, powers, info. Yep. One thing to note, good viewer, material type. In the last game, a character who was of the material type flesh used to be vulnerable to radiation and acid, but now they have no weaknesses and no vulnerabilities, something they changed for the sequel. And of course, you can also witness the secret origins of characters that have secret origins. But of course I won't be repeating the ones that I did in the last game, so if you want to see those, go back and view my first LP. Shameless plugging for the win, good viewer.
Now proceed to the next mission by clicking on the Mission Briefing button. Don't forget to save the game first.
Okay, so that's our familiar menu screen, and now let's progress onwards with the story. And I must say, good viewer, I love this cutscene because it gets right back into the spirit of things. That's the great thing about the Freedom Force series. You never feel that it falls off the treadmill at any point. It gets right back into it. So, as Alchemist looks on, let us meet some more old friends that we have not seen for many a time. Many a time? Who taught you to speak, Skyrider?
Did somebody order Mexican? Weird around here lately, know what I mean? With everything so quiet and all, so many team members off the active roster, not enough bad guys to smack around. I hear Mano was even thinking of sending Sea Urchin to summer camp. You know, I was thinking of paying a visit to Shadow at the Patriot Penitentiary. She might be a psychopath, but ay Maria, that she fill out that catsuit.
I am not in the mood for juvenile humor, Diablo. Why don't you take your fiery wits somewhere else?
We all miss that big tin can, Paquita.
You don't understand. How could you?
Attention, Freedom Force! Everyone to the ready room! Everyone to the ready room!
Duty calls.
Now let me get this straight. This pozo comes in off the street and all of a sudden we're headed to Cuba because the government can't do their job?
This bozo happens to be the deputy director of the CIA! How dare you!
Now, Minuteman. I can understand Diablo's reluctance. After all, if I had been the one who put Nuclear Winter and Timemaster away, I'd be pretty angry too. But the truth is, Winter's been broken out of mega security by an unknown Confederate, and he's taken Timemaster with him. Although Timemaster remains in temporal stasis, there's no telling what Winter has planned for him.
And for all we know, they've enlisted Castro and his goons in their assistance. After all, both Winter and that tin pot dictator take their marching orders straight from Moscow.
I've sent out a global psychic beacon to the inactive Freedom Force members. I fear it will take some time for them to return to active service. For now, the burden lies on us. Be prepped and on board the Freedom Flyer in 10 minutes.
Saddle up, Freedom Force. We're heading to Cuba.
Ay, so much for my dinner date. How will Susie, Carmen, and Maureen ever forgive me?
Here's where you pick your squad for the mission. For this mission, all of your heroes have been chosen for you, so just enter the fray.
Brilliant, good viewer. Really just genius. It just gets right back into it. Every character is just as outrageous and wonderful as we remember them. I mean, that last line of Diablo's has got to be one of my favourite lines, if not my favourite line of Diablo's. How will Susie, Carmen, and Marie never forgive me? I can't do the Spanish, but brilliant. I was actually lip-syncing a hell of a lot to that last cutscene. I do that with a lot of cutscenes, to be fair, yeah, when I'm playing games. Brilliant. And of course, you know, Minuteman being all patriotic, saying, "Saddle up, Freedom Force, we're heading to Cuba." Which, of course, just screams sequel, you know, the idea that we're leaving Patriot City and going somewhere completely different, i.e. Cuba, because that's where the first part of this game takes place. Yes, and then, of course, Mentor's brilliant voice, which just sounds so insane and brilliant. I just love it. Everyone to the ready room! Everyone to the ready room! Anyway. I know I have a habit of rambling, but one of these days I will catch myself before I start, rather than during. Let's head to Cuba, good viewer. Let's enter the fray.
By the flying flag of freedom! Some kind of beam has frozen the Freedom Flyer, and I'm trapped in this infernal ice. You'll need to go into action without me until I can free myself.
Freedom Force! Nuclear Winter's goons have infiltrated the base. We tried to counterattack, but he froze half the division with some kind of freezing machine. We're completely pinned down.
There's no time to waste, team. You've got to find the source of that beam and take it out. I'll monitor your progress from here.
Bad guys on the way.
Heads up, team. Looks like there's a flotilla of Russian bombers inbound.
Well, Diablo and Minuteman, they're in sync, good viewer. By the flying flag of freedom!
To respond, but some are bound to get through. Keep your heads down.
I love that line. So here we are, good viewer. We've arrived at Cuba, at the airfield. And, good viewer, look! Ice Troopers. Everybody's favourite minions of Nuclear Winter. Okay, so here we have an Ice Queen. Okay, Ice Queen, tell us what you know. Uh-oh, incoming Ice Queens. Bloody Ice... No, stop it. I told you not to do that. They're not in this game. Stop bringing them up. Alright? We'll never mention those specific minions again. Alright? Bloody Ice Queens. Okay, sorry, good viewer, I had to get that in there. Okay, let's roll, good viewer. So, quick note, good viewer. Diablo, fortunately, is a lot more accurate in this game. And one thing that you should note is that Diablo is, of course, vulnerable to cold. And the bullets that the ice troopers now shoot, good job, Alchemiss, are now cold-based attacks instead of piercing, which I believe they were in the last game. So, it's actually a bad idea to send Diablo in against the ice troopers, because he's not super effective against them, but they are against him, ironically.
Some enemies are vulnerable or resistant to certain types of damage. In the command menu, attacks which the current target is vulnerable to flash brightly. The status bar shows full details. Choose your attack carefully.
So yeah, slightly different from the last time, but you can see, you know, in the bottom right there, the weaknesses and resistances. Bomb. And of course we have Soldier, valiant son of America, nephew to Uncle Sam. Just the one. They didn't bother sending any more, they just need the one soldier. He is an army of one.
Give you more information about your target. A dark gray result bubble means they are resistant to your attacks, while a gold bubble means they are vulnerable.
Okay, so we'll send in Alchemiss here to knock this guy off the roof.
Teach you.
My advice to you, good viewers, to keep... That was weird, he flew up more than anything. Is to keep Alchemiss and Diablo in the air, and to watch out for Mentor, because of course he'll be on the ground. And they both miss. Stormtrooper Academy of Marksmanship, good viewer, you've got to love it. Okay. I've been waiting to do this for a long time, good viewer. Electron Beam! Alchemiss and Diablo were frozen, but it was worth it. Okay, again, Mentor, Electron Beam. Down he goes. Okay, Diablo run away. Yeah, see, good viewer, he takes a fracking hell ton of damage. Okay. Oh, he's almost gone. Okay, Diablo, in fact, move in and give it a flaming fist, why not?
And here's some for you.
Feel the frosty chill of your doom.
Come on, Diablo. Well, you did well, Diablo. You didn't hit him at all, but you still did well, even though Alchemiss did all the work, and you took a lot of damage. Oh well, life goes on.
You can drag the mouse with the left button down to select multiple characters. You can also shift-click to add or remove characters from a selection. Use the 5 key to quickly... Some objects, like these crates and barrels, are explosive. Throwing these at enemies can be very effective. Don't be too close when they detonate.
Health canister, good viewer. Always a set number of these in a level. Always a good idea to look out for them. Rather to use up your heroic revivals. Bomb. Yes. And here we have a prestige canister, which gives more prestige than in the last game. 500 this time.
Try keeping your flying characters in the air and using ranged attacks. Some enemies may not be able to retaliate against them.
Indeed, and we will see those enemies shortly. Yeah, like I said, viewer, the numbers in this game are a little easier to. I love Mentor's intonation. The numbers work a bit differently. They tend to be more multiples of 250 more than anything else in Prestige, rather than being in like somewhere between, I don't know, 30 and 80 or something. Okay, Instinct Dominance. More expensive, unfortunately, than last time, but still just as effective in sending the enemies up against each other. Okay, repulse him off the roof, Alchemiss. I almost called Alchemiss good viewer there, good viewer. And you see, Alchemiss, that is not a good idea, my friends. Go in for an electron beam. Powerful bullets these ice troopers possess if they can get the plane to explode. Let's keep this moving. And whilst they go for Mentor, Diablo comes in from the back and blasts them with an Inferno, accessible from the beginning, good viewer. 3 for 1. Diablo hasn't lost his touch in that area. Yes, you can, Alchemist, you just need to try. Electron Beam. Electron Beam's now, whatchamacallit. Good job.
For the good
Electron
of
beam's
all.
now electricity, actually, rather than radiation, which it was in the last
Instinct
game.
Dominance can enrage enemies, making them attack friends or foes at random. Try using it on the group of enemies ahead.
Way ahead of you, narrator.
Hold
It's almost
down
like I've done this
Control
before.
key to overpower an attack. Overpowered attacks do more damage and are harder to resist, but use more energy than a standard attack.
Yeah, that's
Aye, aye,
useful
aye.
in this
Looks
game.
like
Good
the
viewer.
Soviet
Oop.
snow cone can now hire help out of the driven snow.
Take out as many of those frozen fiends as you can.
So, it appears Nuclear Winter has some new enemies, good viewer. And this is what Diablo will be useful for.
Yes, okay.
They are defenseless against fire, good viewer, so Diablo is
Here
incredibly
come the
useful for
good
taking
guys.
those bastards
Our
out.
fighters should take out those bombers in short order.
That's not so much the...
That'll
For
teach
the
you.
Bars
good
and
of
bars!
all.
That freeze ray is taking out our jets! If you don't stop it soon, our flyboys and this entire base will be lost to nuclear winter!
That's not good. Always interesting to note, good viewer, that Freedom Force, their plane, the Freedom Flyer, bomb,
If we don't
was...
take out that freeze ray soon, our boys won't be able to shoot down those horrible bombers.
We're getting there, Alchemiss, don't worry.
Ready to rumble.
Ooh, snowman incoming, go for it, Diablo. Yeah, their plane,
Thanks, Freedom Force. Now we can go after that freeze ray.
if I can actually be allowed to talk, Mental, grab that health canister. Their flyer gets frozen and just crashes. American fighters belonging to the government, experience canister, get shot, and they explode on contact with the ground after getting a little cold. Always the way with superheroes, they have the best of everything. Come back here, you bastard.
Come on, men. Let's get him.
Because of course snowmen are quite nasty melee characters if you're not careful.
We've got to stop that raid and
See what I
save
mean?
those poor
Uh-oh.
pilots.
Oh crap. Quick, fly away, Diablo. Blasted planes. Okay. Give them an inferno.
An unconscious character can use a heroic revival to get back on their feet. They will only have a fraction of their full health, though.
GG, Diablo. Okay, we'll get you up in a minute. Uh-oh, bombs. Run.
Point me to our foe.
Haha, nice. Epic fire damage. Okay, Americans, you've somewhat redeemed yourselves. Of course I'm a running dog. I'm running away from these bastards.
Serve.
Send that guy flying, give him an electron beam,
What is
mentor.
it?
Arcane bolt. Diablo, up you get. That is a godsend in this game, good viewer. You cannot, so long as you have a heroic revival, you will no longer die.
Yes, sugar. With a little
You'll only come back with a little
something
health,
Ready to serve.
so it's not a good idea to let your characters die, but it saves wasting the heroic revivals. Boom once again. Okay, this place is becoming a minefield.
Here.
Wait, no, that's not the
Ready
right
to
metaphor
rumble?
at all. It's a bomb
What is
field. Okay.
Yes, sugar.
Another health canister. Diablo, you grab that.
Point me to our foe.
And back up into the skies if you would, Diablo. Okay. Let's, no, in fact, actually, Alchemiss. I like the Ice Troopers also sound a little bit different in this game. They just sound a little more melodramatic, which I always think is fun. Yes, Mental no longer has his cortical suppression ability in this game, good viewer. He instead has disorientation, which does the same thing, but it's only a single target ability,
I wait.
and he has to be in melee range, so it's slightly less powerful, but still a useful ability to use.
Point me to our
So a good tip to taking out the snowman, assuming Diablo doesn't one-shot them, is have Diablo blow up buildings. Have Alchemists control them with repulsion, send them flying and unable to do anything, and then blast them with Diablo. And speaking of blasting them with Diablo... Good job, mate. Okay, keep moving. With a couple of... In fact, hang on. Diablo, grab that energy canister.
Here.
I wait.
Okay, we're almost there. There we go. Energize. I was attempting to do a transporter noise, good viewer.
Now we're cooking Diablo style.
Didn't work. Double kill. That's another thing that's great.
Fighters left. If we don't stop that freeze ray, we're gonna be in deep water.
I get it. Deep water.
Take out that freeze ray.
Freeze ray. Deep water. Nah, never mind. Didn't work. Okay. American versus Russia. Stereotype on stereotype, good viewer. Shameless cliche versus shameless cliche. Finish him off, Mentor, Electron Beam. Oh no, Alchemiss did it again. Okay. There it is, good viewer. The freeze ray. So we'll take this out with Alchemiss quickly.
Now the U.S. flyboy should be able to drive off the bombers.
We must talk with that Bolshevik underling. He might have vital information.
Bolshevik underling, brilliant. Excellent. Okay, let's help out the Americans. I say the Americans, all of these well actually no. Alchemiss is the only American in the team. Diablo is Mexican, and well, who knows what Mentor is. Mentor is awesome, is what Mentor is. Mentor is a class unto himself. Point me to our foe. I actually played these games out of order, good viewer. This was the first Freedom Force game I played, and I was crying with laughter when I first heard Mentor's voice. It's just brilliant. Give it an alteration, Alchemist. Now there's irony for you, good viewer. Take out that. Watch the Frost Warrior.
What is it?
Take out that last snowman. Alchemist, repulse him back if you would. Ah, crap. Okay, let's make you mad. Diablo, finish him off. And that's the last, thing. The last snowman. I cannot find words today, good viewer. That's really not good. Yes, of course, the ever irritating, okay, you better land, Diablo, before you get, Ooh, Mentor just went in on his own accord with disorientation there, good viewer. Very useful. Okay, finish him, Mentor, Electron Beam.
I will talk.
Excellent, good viewer. Okay, good. Well done, if I do say so myself. I believe that's everybody. Have we completed all secondary objectives? Yes, we have. I'll assume we've gotten all, or as many of the enemies as possible. Another one of Nuclear Winter's lackeys, tougher than the others, but not tough enough to defeat Freedom Force. So, Frost Warrior, this is a rather familiar situation, isn't it? Tell us what you know.
I will not talk to you, you capitalist fool.
The domain is not a capitalist society. In fact, its powers rest with a charismatic dictator known as Lord Dominion, who...
Mentor.
Oh yes, well, one as weak-minded as you need not wish to tell me what I need to know, but tell me you shall. Ah yes, apparently their leader is one known locally as La Roja.
That means the red one.
Yes, Diablo. I speak 834 languages, of which Earth Spanish is one. This Red's base of operations is about 50 miles inland from here. It should be easy to...
Enough of your parlor tricks, you alien fool. Now I shall use your own pathetic powers to destroy you.
Mentor! Mentor, what's wrong? Mentor!
If you want to make the game easier or harder, you can adjust the difficulty from the options screen.
No, Mentor! Mentor! Oh, I don't know who this Russian bitch is, but she took out Mentor. She did something to Mentor, and I'm going to find out what, and then, bitch, then you're in for it. Nobody touches the awesomeness that is Mentor. I just love he's just completely oblivious. The domain is not a capitalist society. It is ruled by a charismatic leader known as Lord Dominion, who, Mentor. Brilliant. Oh, I do love the humour in this game, good viewer. It is genuinely lolsome. We got all the enemies, excellent. And our prestige bonus. Boom. 3,670, maximum prestige. Okay, good viewer. I'm going to leave things there because I suspect I may have run slightly longer than I intended to. So next time, we will find out who La Roja is. La Roja? El Roja? The red one. The Russian woman with the red eyes. I don't speak Spanish, good viewer. Of the 834 languages I speak, Spanish is not one. Funny that. You would have thought I would have started with that one, considering that it's one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. Anyway, good viewer, I ramble. Next time we will discover Mentor's fate, and progress further into the heart of Cuba, and find out exactly what the Sinister Soviet has in store. See, I can do alliteration as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Skyrider. Farewell until we meet again.